Hi, Pat Battle with Living Web Farms, here for the next installment of our Resilience Daily series, which we're doing in cooperation with the Organic Grower School. And I'm standing next to this wonderful trellis that Richard Freudenberg made, that's going to be released before we talk about this, so you'll hear all about how that was made, and I'm not going to talk about that in this talk. What I'm going to talk about is the bamboo that was used for it. This bamboo came from my property. It's golden bamboo. I wouldn't recommend anybody plant it. It's highly invasive, very hard to control, but if you have it, it's incredibly useful, and then use it. The way to get rid of it is by using it intensively, very intensively. You can eat the shoots, you can feed it to your chickens, they love the greens, and you can use it for construction. There's a few things you should know if you want to use it for construction. Didn't really matter a whole lot to me how old the bamboo was, because we're not expecting this structure to last more than a year anyways. It took probably 10 minutes for Richard to make it, or 15, so we could easily take it apart and put up a new one next year. But if you want yours to last for a long time, then you want to wait until your bamboo is 3 years old before you use it. And how you can tell that it's 3 years old is you'll notice as soon as it sprouts up and starts to grow that there are these large roots down at the bottom. They kind of look like the adventitious roots of corn, if you've ever seen those. And they're above the ground, but just barely. They're right at the bottom of the plant, and they are the bamboo roots that are at the surface. After 3 years, it sends a second set of adventitious roots out from the first segment above the ground. So if it's at the ground here, then this segment here will start to pop adventitious roots. Once you see those, you know it's 3 years old. And then it's going to last a lot longer. If you wanted to last even longer, you would take it and put it in a pond like the one right over here, because by sitting in the pond, the sugars will be dissolved out of it by sitting in the pond. And the sugars are what the various organisms that break the bamboo down are going for. The organisms are going to break down the rest of the carbon in this are going to be way slower at breaking it down. So those are the ways to make your bamboo last longer. The other piece to know is you really don't want to use green bamboo for a structure like this. I made that mistake about 30 years ago. We had a bamboo trellis covered with beans just like this. It's covered with beans, and when it was really full and loaded, collapsed. It's got to be dry. So you want to cut that bamboo, let it dry, and then use it. But you can find some that somebody cut someplace around you almost for certain. It's everywhere. And it's always being chopped down because it's always trying to invade places. So that's the lowdown on bamboo. And get out there and make your structures. You can tie tomatoes from the center, hang a string down there, and wrap it around your tomato and then twine your tomato up it, or you can plant beans or cukes along these strings here, and as they grow up, the cukes and beans will hang down straight, so you can step inside and pick them really easily. It's a really useful structure. You could move one around your garden. There's lots of things you can do with it. Check out Richard's video. He'll tell you how to do it all. Thanks a lot, and remember to check us out on Instagram at Living Web Farms.